Greetings fellow souls. In this video I'm going to share a discovery that I made about 3.5mm jack cables. It was a very unexpected one, as a matter of fact. It explores the concept of plugging in a modern smartphone into an old analogue sound system. And one thing that you may have ever actually tried is that usually you make the connection but it doesn't seem to work, you don't get the sound come through. That was what I discovered when I tried this cable. It's a braided type of cable. It has a gold plated connector. We've got the left right stereo connectors as well as the ground. I do apologise for the terrible video quality. It's just trying to get these to actually focus. I'm actually using my old phone here because I'm having to use my new work phone as the demonstration requirement. So I tried this cable and it didn't work. Unexpectedly, however, I had a look at some of my other cables and I found that this cable also didn't work. This cable didn't work, and you can see how old that is because it's very beige. I think that came with, I think that's a line-in cable that would have come with one of those old 16-bit multimedia kits. That would have been like a Sound Blaster 16 from 1993 with a double-speed CD-ROM. So that's ancient. That was probably made before I was born. But what I didn't realise was this cable, which doesn't really look any different from the others, but it actually works. It actually allowed me to output the sound from my smartphone's headphone socket into my mixing desk, or any other stereo sound system that you might want to plug it into. And the quality of it sure does probably beat most Bluetooth soundbars, as a matter of fact. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to try this non-working cable so you can see for yourself, and then we're going to try the working one. Like I said, this one doesn't work and this one doesn't work either. Okay, so we're going to do this non-working one. These braided cables, I think these typically come with something like Skull Candy headphones or Dr. Dre Beats, if you remember those. Right, okay, so we've got stereo speakers here, wired up to this Yamaha mixing desk. I guess that's not quite everybody's idea of a stereo sound system, but you do get a rather nice cassette player. And the sound quality output is generally nice. Okay, so we're going to plug this straight into the input. Very loose, can I just say? It's a very loose input. It's like these 3.5mm jack cables don't seem to be made quite so easily. I can just slide my fingers, barely gripping it, I'm just sliding it. It just comes out as easily as that, so kind of says a lot about that. So I've got that in there. We're going to plug the other end of the cable into the smartphone and make sure it's definitely plugged in there, nice and snug. You hit the play button, and that's it. It's playing. No sound is heard. Twiddle around with that. YouTube automatically pauses the music because it thinks that the headphones have been removed. So it's in there, but it's not playing ball. Okay, so that's what this modern cable gave me. Right, we're going to have a look at the blue-tipped one. Right, so we have a look there. Not really much better in terms of grip. Not much, maybe marginally, but not much. I wouldn't say it would be enough to actually make a difference. But all I can actually assume is that the very slightest adjustment of the lining of the left and right stereo channels makes all the difference. Which probably actually gives us an idea that the headphone socket, at least in this particular smartphone, Samsung Galaxy, is it Galaxy 14 5G, I think this is. I think the headphone socket in these are really precise, really precisely engineered. So we put it in there, and there we go. and that just works. And there we go. Keep on rocking for those holes. So it's true, you too can actually plug your smartphone into a real old school analogue sound system, probably as old as 1975 if you so wish.